Yo, what is going on, everybody? Caveman Jack back for another album reaction slash review. We are back live from the studio. Yo, man, I hope you guys are having an awesome week. We are finally, it's about time. But we're finally returning to the world of Arctic monkeys. Now, man, it feels like maybe it was heaps earlier in the year, maybe around January, that we listened to Suck It and See, which was their fourth album. We've kind of made our way backwards. We started with The Car. That was my first time checking out Arctic Monkeys and Tranquility Base, AM, Suck It and See. And now we are up to Humbug. Now, a lot of people in the comments have said this is a really interesting album in their discography. I think I'm pretty keen to dive in and see what sounds we had. Suck It and See had, it was interesting. It had moments of kind of heavier sounds and then also those kind of more ballad like softer sounds that I was used to on Tranquility Base and The Car. So far, The Car is still my favorite record from them, and I think that sound really connected with me. So I'm really interested to see what Humbug entails. And yeah, pretty keen to dive back into the world of the Arctic Monkeys because it has been a little while. But let's get into it. This is Humbug by Arctic Monkeys. Heavy straight away.
If you can summon the strength, tell me I can't hold down the urgency. Coax me out my low and have a spin of my propeller. It's unnecessary evil, no cause for emergency. Borrowed the beak off a boat, eagle, have a spin of my propeller.
Okay.
My propeller won't spin and I can't get it started on my own.
My Propeller feels like a very standard classic Arctic Monkeys song, right? Felt very much like an intro song, sets up the atmosphere for the album. The guitars were really prominent on that one with Alex's voice. Very standard Arctic Monkeys, nothing really blew me away. Feels like a song that would be really, really good live. A great way to set up an album, but also a great way to set up a gig. So coming out and playing a song like that brings the energy, sets the tone straight away. Notice that the drums have been super punchy so far on both these tracks.
Outside the cafe by the cracker factory, you were practicing a magic trick, and my thoughts got rude as you talked and chewed on the last of your pick and mix. Then offered your attention in the form of a gobstopper. It's all you had left and it was going to waste. Your pastimes consisted of the strange and twisted and deranged, and I loved that little game you had called Crying Lightning, and how you like to aggravate the ice cream man on rainy afternoons. The next time that I caught my own reflection, it was on its way to meet you, thinking of excuses to postpone. You never looked like yourself from the side.
Great, this video. Good energy right here.
The fact you knew I was approaching your throne, and your pastimes consisted of the strange consisted of the strange and twisted and deranged. And I ate that little game you had called Crying Lightning.
Again, following up from my Propeller, just that high energy. Again, a very classic Arctic Monkeys heavier rock sound. Suck and See was kind of like really my introduction to more of the heavier sounds that they used to do in their earlier work. So far these first two tracks have very much been punchy. The guitars have been really kind of grungy in the way that they've kind of been placed in the mix. Very loud. You know, they have that kind of quirky Alex Turner kind of vocal line. Some of the lines he says, like, they're so trippy, and I think they become a part of the song in terms of giving it character, just in the way that they're delivered, but also what he's saying. Like some of the lines are just so random. Again, both two tracks so far very high intensity. Yeah, your standard Arctic Monkeys kind of bangers there.
Pinned down by the dark. Been fighting with my sheets and nearly crying in my sleep. Yes, I'm battling that well-told gripe, the most frustrating type. You should have racing stripes. I'm pinned down by the dark. Makes my head pirouette more than I would be willing to confess. DANGROUS. The light it fidgets through. The thoughts will soon revert to you. About as bashful as a tribal dance, the first and final chance, and course the audience. DANGROUS, the most unsuitable pet. It's been long enough now, so let's make a mess, lioness. Pinned down by the dark. I'm pinned down by the dark.
That one, Dangerous Animals, was probably my favorite track on the album so far. This kind of sound, like this heavier sound, it's something that I always appreciate. It's not something that I generally listen to on the regular. So, like, for me, these heavier rock sounds are something I'm still getting used to. They take a couple of times for me. Generally, the ballads I find a little bit easier to fall into on a first listen, but these heavier rock sounds are tracks where I quite often have to go through the album multiple times for the intricacies to hit me. I really enjoyed how the back end of the track got a little bit more experimental in the way that the progression of the song was, in terms of how the instrumentation came in. The guitars had this, it was like a synthy sounding guitar that really like that, how that came in. The drums had a little bit more quirkiness to them in the way they were kind of riffing around. I just enjoyed that. I enjoyed the kind of threw me off. The first two tracks, they've been punchy, assertive, don't get me wrong, but I felt like they haven't really kind of stood out in terms of progression and the way that the track is played out. Still really great tracks, don't get me wrong, just haven't kind of given me that, oh, like, where'd this come from? Whereas the back end of Dangerous Animals gave me that moment. And that was the first moment I've had so far on this project that has been like, whoa, that sounds unique. That sounds something that I haven't heard Arctic Monkeys do as of yet. I hear that acoustic guitar.
Fools on parade, cavorts and carry on for waiting eyes that you would rather be beside than in front of. No, she's never been the kind to be hollowed by the steps. She swam
they break it down like this, man. They are love sucker for it.
She's just giggling along. Her arms were folded, the most indignant, not looking like she was soon to leave. Even if
Right, it's like it feels.
I wasn't noticed. I'm completely
Speed, the pace builds up as well.
all the fools on parade cavort and carry on for waiting eyes. Ones you would rather be beside than in front of. But she's never been the kind to be hollowed by the stars. Fools on parade.
Love that. That's great.
Fools on parade.
That was probably my favorite track. Just for me, you know, those ballad-like sounds is something that, you know, that was the first thing I experienced with Arctic Monkeys on the car. It was very ballad-like, and I really connected with that. And I think over the records, the songs that have been a little bit slower pace have just naturally hit me more. It's just part of my music taste. Is I fall into those sounds a lot easier and always look out for them and hope to hear them. And I think just Alex's voice, you know, when they break down instrumentation and they really allow just that swooniness of his voice, but also the instrumentation, electric guitars, the bass, everything just really, I don't know, really hits for me, you know. So Secret Door is a track that, you know, adds to the many ballad-like sounds, ballad-like songs from Arctic Monkeys that I really love, you know, and are easy for me to fall into and turn back on straight away. I liked how it did blend a little bit more of the high energy that the earlier tracks had, but it also was predominantly that slower pace.
I was biting the time zone and we embellished the banks of our bloodstreams and threw caution to the colorful. I then we fell asleep in the car until the bumps woke me up in your grip and the tide took me to your mouth. But yours is the only ocean that I wanna swing from. I've got this seagull mechanic, she's always trying to give me vitamins. I should be frightened of your reflection. I prefer her as a cartoon. If I could be someone else for a week, I'd spend it chasing after you. 'Cause yours is the only ocean. Yours is the only ocean.
Okay, here we go. What we got? What we got? What we got? Yeah, that's good.
Ocean approaching, shield your eyes.
Pretty similar to the earlier tracks, that kind of punchy sound. What I did like was that bridge section opened the song up a bit and kind of gave us a little bit more a different sound to kind of break up that dun 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 dun, which was punchy and kind of had a good effect for, you know, the first part of the track. But I was glad that the song kind of delved into just slightly different instrumentation towards the end of the song, and then you know, smoothly transition back to that dun 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 to play out the song. But I like that. I like when songs can challenge themselves and kind of strip your idea of what will be happening next, you know. So when you think that you know how the song is going to progress, sometimes I feel like you can, and sometimes it's great, you know, sometimes it's an easy listen, but sometimes I feel like you can fall out of the track because you're kind of inherently going, well, I know what's going to happen next. I don't really expect anything to change in this song. But I enjoy when artists can just shake it up a bit and kind of throw the listener off. Potion Approaching did by allowing that bridge section. It did throw me off. I like the mix right now. You got like the guitar in the right, and then another guitar on the left. Harmonies in the right. It's cool. Really great, creates space in the mix for the listener.
You showed me my tomorrow beside a box of matches, a welcome threatening instead. If it's true you're gonna run away, tell me where, I'll meet you there. And this burden come to meet you, if I've questions of the feature that rolls on your dream reel. The day after you stole my heart, everything I touched told me it would be better shared with you. I did request the mark you cast, didn't heal as fast. I hear your voice in silences. Will the teasing of the fire be followed by the thud? In the jostling crowd, you're not allowed to tell the truth. In the photo booth, I like to poke them in their crying eyes with things they never see. Yeah, it's met them in that temple.
Definitely feels like one that I have to go back to. It was interesting. Like just the pace of it was hard to follow, just because it was kind of I don't know. Yeah, you go from those kind of higher intensity songs, and then this one was kind of like that like low key rock sound. So my brain thought it was meant to go faster, but because it kept at that subtle pace, I just was always one step ahead of it, and I didn't actively stick with it. I just was expecting that, I don't know, a little bit quicker. Um, don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes, you try to explain some of the things that your brain is experiencing on these album reactions, and sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. Big things I'm noticing on this album is the guitars have had a huge amount of weight to them, really pushing the songs. I feel like in some of the later albums, Alex's voice really does push the songs, and the instrumentation follows. I feel like on this album, we've had a little bit more of the instrumentation pushing Alex's voice. So it feels like we're following the guitars and the way that they're moving towards the mix, moving within the mix.
I thought I saw you in the battleship, but it was only a look-alike. She was nothing but a vision trick. Under the warning light, she was close enough to be your ghost. But my chances turned to toast when I asked her if I could call her your name.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I elongated my lift home. Yeah, I let him go the long way round. I smelt your scent on the seatbelt and kept my shortcuts to myself. And tell me, where's your hiding place?
Cornerstone. Yeah, really great song. Really great storytelling. Amazing instrumentation. Really kind of matches the tone of this kind of this love struck, heartbroken guy that's looking to, you know, he's trying to find this old fling and everything, he keeps seeing people that reminds him of this fling and, he keeps asking them, oh, can I call you her name? And eventually seeing the sister and asking her if he can call her sister's name. Yeah, that's trippy, trippy ending, but just kind of played into the thematic and the kind of the concept of the song. And yeah, that was a classic Arctic Monkey song, wasn't it?
Takes a lot less time. The liar takes a lot less time to decide on the saunter. Have you got itchy bones? And in all your time alone, can you act? Your mind is being riddled with the wrong memories.
Quite like Fire and the Thud. Dance Little Liar is another track that I think I need to go back to. If I'm honest, I lost myself in it. Kind of lost track of where I was in the song. I liked that the mix was quite good in terms of the spacing on the mix. There was times where I could hear especially we'll emphasize the end of the song where the heavy electric kind of came in. Heard it right on the right side of the mix, and then on the left heard the drums. So it was kind of cool. Kind of cool to hear that dynamic there. It's like an ice hockey game.
Trudging through the morning, the tramp with a trampoline under his arm. Shifts past your whiskers, so stark is the charm. But the barking alarm waits coiled till the corner is turned. And the bicycle wheels all struggle to move round in your muddy mind. Blatantly caked and unwilling to wind. No cooperative time, so he sits on the springs till the mud goes dry. Split sleep reaps rewards from ill-fitting thoughts and twilight forced you to go on a walk. Your legs start running and your leg gets caught. All the pretty visitors came with their arms outcast. The shadow of the sacred on the wall.
Cool. Synth was nice. Pretty Visitors. That was one of the toughest Arctic Monkey songs I'd heard. A very tough track. The guitars, drums, his voice, even like some of those dark, grungy synths that we heard. Bass guitar, completely tough. And I think, yeah, for me, it stands out as one of the more kind of grungier, like heavier. The sounds had so much weight to them. And I think that kind of added to the experience of that track.
Fiendish wonder in the carnival's wake. Dull caresses once again irritate. Tread softly, stranger, move over toward the danger that you seek. And now it's no one's fault but yours. At the foot of the house of cards, you thought you'd never get obsessed. You thought the wolves would be impressed.
This is a longer track, so I'm keen to see where this one takes us.
In the moonlight they're more thrilling, those things that he knows, as he leads you through the grinning bubble blowers in the snow. Watching his exit was like falling off the ferry in the night. The inevitables gather to push you around. Any other voice makes such a punishing sound. And you're a sinking stone. But you know what it's like to hold the jeweler's hands. That procession of pioneers, all drowned.
Interesting track to finish the album there. I think that I haven't got my strange is I am listening to the bonus track version. I think that is the bonus track. It's only 1:30 long. It feels like the jeweler's hands felt like the proper ending to that album. This album as a whole really feels like it feels like standard Arctic Monkeys. Nothing really blew me away. For me, like I said at the start of the video, my favorite sounds from Arctic Monkeys are those real ballad-like sounds. And their later work is what I've been told where a lot of those ballad-like sounds have been. And so going into some of the earlier work, I'm hearing some of these rockier sounds, and some of those sounds hit me on a first listen. Some of them will take multiple listens. It doesn't take away from the album's ability to just feel like an easy listen and very straightforward, to the point. And when I say classic Arctic Monkeys, standard out Arctic Monkeys, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that as this is what they were pretty good at. This is what they're good at. They're good at making these songs that kind of have this rockier sound, but there's theatrics in the way that Alex performs and sings. So it feels like they've got this sound that's very unique to them and very Arctic Monkeys. For me, the standout tracks were probably the slower ones. I did like Dangerous Animals. The ending of Dangerous Animals was really exciting to me and kind of got me. Yeah, like I was like, wow, I don't really know where this track is going now, which was really cool. Secret Door was a slower track, which I liked, and Corner Store is just. I felt like that probably to me was a standout track. Corner Store had a great story. It felt like I was locked in from the start in the way that Alex kind of was conveying these different scenarios, and it really felt quite visual. You could see it playing out, and the music really matched the storytelling. So that's probably my favorite track on the album. Humbug is the third studio album from Arctic Monkeys. We've got two more albums to go through. Hopefully, and I say this every time, hopefully it doesn't take another 6 years, 6 months, 6 years. Let's not say 6 years. Let's hope it doesn't take another 6, 7, 8 months for me to get to the next album. There's just so much music I want to check out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this album? What's your favorite track off of it? If you are keen to check out some of the other Arctic Monkeys reactions I've done every album post this one. So still got the last two, which are the first two projects to check out. And then that's the Arctic Monkeys discography done and dusted. Man, that's crazy. That was Humbug by Arctic Monkeys. My name is Caveman Jack. Take care, everybody, and I will see y'all in the next video. Cheers.
Yes, you can call me anything you want.